Okay, so let's get started. We're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 1, entitled Later Pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there's a summary paragraph. Somebody wants to read that?
I can read.
Yes, Prabhuji, I read it.
No. Let's read it here.
Oh, okay.
In this chapter, there is a summary description of all the pastimes performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the middle period of his activities, as well as the 6 years at the end of his activities. All of these are described in brief. There is also a description of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstasy that occurred when he recited the verse beginning Ye Kaumara Haraha, as well as a description of how the ecstasy was explained in the verse beginning Priya So Yam Krishna by Srila Rupa Goswami. Because he wrote that verse, Srila Rupa Goswami was specifically blessed by the Lord. There is also a description of the many books written by Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, and Srila Jiva Goswami. There is also a description of the meeting between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Sanatan Goswami in the village known as Ramkeli.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so this is basically summary. All of these things will be discussed in great detail as we go along in the chapter. So let's get started. Text 1. यस्य प्रसादात् अज्ञोऽपि सद्यः सर्वज्ञातां व्रजेत् स श्री चैतन्य देवो मे भगवान् संप्रसीदतु. Even a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, I'm praying to the Lord for his causeless mercy upon me. So again, glorifying Lord Chaitanya. If you get his mercy, then we can acquire all knowledge. All knowledge means all knowledge required to perform pure devotional service. Text 2. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaulodaya Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonado. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda, dissipate the darkness of ignorance, and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So this is very interesting. Generally speaking, sun rises, sun sets, and the moon rises. There may be some small overlap, but generally that's happens here. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are compared with sun and the moon, but they have arisen simultaneously. So this is a metaphor, but them simultaneously, because the purpose was to dissipate the darkness of ignorance. So the ignorance, especially at the time we talked about earlier, when they appeared, there was a lot of nonsense going on, and the Muslims had real impact upon people, and there was a lot of smarta brahmanas, very powerful. It was more of a show off as to how much money they have, how much knowledge they have. All those things were going on when they appeared. And then it says, thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So what is the benediction that they bestowed upon us?
To chant the Hari name.
And the holy name, yes.
Yes,
Sorry, Bo?
yes, Prabhuji, I was going to say the same thing.
Okay. Text 3. Jayatam surto pangor mama mandamater gati mat sarvasva padambhujao Radha Madan Mohano. Glory to the all merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. So now, these three verses, text 3, 4, and 5, they're glorifying Radha Madan Mohan ji, Radha Govind ji, and Radha Gopinathji. Now, they're supposed to be masters of certain, what do you call it? What's the word? Processes. Does anybody remember? So,
Yeah, yeah, Arishna. So those are
Gyan,
Abhiday,
actually, there are
Sambandh,
three types of Gyan. Yeah, go ahead.
Sambandh, Abhiday, and Prayojan, right?
Correct.
Those
Correct.
three.
That's correct.
One is Radha Madan Mohanji is in Karauli, and
Yes. What's
Radha
the
Govindji and
Gyan?
So yeah, I really I got mixed up into
Sambandh
that
Gyan.
because Sambandh Gyan,
Sambandh
because
Gyan?
lotus feet is that is what is the compared, right? That's why it's a Sambandh Gyan.
No. This is
No.
Sundar, Madan
Hare,
Mohanji. And who was serving Madan Mohanji? Which Goswami?
Okay.
Yes. Who said that?
I said that.
Okay.
Sanatan
Yeah, Sanatana
Goswami.
Goswami. Yes. Okay. So that's him. The next one is about Radha Govindji. दिव्याद वृंदारण्य कल्प द्रुमाधा श्रीमद रत्नागार सिंहासन स्थौ श्रीमद राधा शील गोविंद देव पृष्ठा लिभि सेव्य मानव स्मरामि. In a temple of jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desire tree, Sri Radha Govind, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisance to them. So, which Gyan is this? Represented by Radha Govindji?
Confidential associates or
No. Like he is Sambandh Gyan of Madan Mohanji. So then the other two Gyans are Abhidhe and Prayojan. So which one is Radha Govindji? Okay,
This is
Abhidhe.
Abhiday.
Abhidhe, and it was worshipped by Rupa Goswami. Actually, it was discovered and worshipped by Rupa Goswami. Text 5. Siman Rasarambho Rambhi Vanshivata Tatasthitaha Karshan Venus Sonair Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha. May Gopinathji, who attracts all the gopis with the song of his flute, has begun the most melodious Ras dance on the bank of Yamuna in Vanshivat, be merciful upon us. So this is now Prayojan Sambandh. Sorry, Prayojan Gyan. Okay, and who was the devotee worshipping Gopinathji?
Is it Jiva Goswami, Prabhu?
No.
Raghunath Das Goswami Maharaj.
Sorry, say again?
Raghunath Das Goswami.
No, actually, it's a Madhu Pandit
Mm.
serving Gopinathji. So actually, has anybody been to Rajasthan? Specifically Jaipur?
Yes.
long ago.
Today,
Yes,
that's where
Prabhuji.
the deities are. Radha Govindji and Radha Gopinathji there.
Yeah.
And there you still have the vest that Madhu Pandit used to wear, made of tulsi beads. So that is still there. So if you got to Gopinath Mandir, you should remember that. Or maybe it was a very long time ago. Anyway, so that's that. Text 6. Jaya Jaya Gaurachandra Jaya Kripa Sindhu Jaya Jaya Shachisut Jaya Dina Bandhu. All glories unto Shri Gaurahari, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories unto you, the son of Sachi Devi, for you are the only friend of all the fallen souls. So now it's glorifying Lord Chaitanya. And so you're the only friend of all fallen souls. So you remember the bhajan Jeev Jago, written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur? In that there's a line, Jeev Jago, Gorachand Bole. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, he says, Ama Bindu, Ama Binda Bandhuar ke ache tomar. Lord Chaitanya is saying, there's no one other than me who's your friend. So wake up and start chanting the holy name. So it's basically making the same point.
Mm.
You are the only friend of all fallen souls. Text 7. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jai Shivas Adi Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All glories unto the Lord Nityanand and Advaita Prabhu, and all glories unto all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Shivas Thakur. Text 8. Purve Kahilnu Adi Lilar Sutra Gan, Jaha Vistari Yachena Das Vrindavan, are previously described in synopsis the Adi Lila initial pastimes, which have already been fully described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Text 9. अतएव तार आमि सूत्र मत कहलूं जे किछु विशेष सूत्र मध्य ही कहलूं. I have therefore given only a synopsis of those incidents, and whatever specifics were to be related have already been given in that synopsis. So again, his humility is saying, Vrindavan Thakur is the Vyasdev of God Lila. If you already described something, I'm not going to describe it again. That's just silly. So I'm only going to talk about, in very brief, just to mention those pastimes, and you can read the details in Chaitanya Bhagavat. But if I miss something, then I'm talking about that in great detail. Text 10. एबे कही शेष लीलार मुख्य सूत्र गण प्रभुर अशेष लीला न जाए वर्णन. To describe the unlimited pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not possible. But I now wish to relate the chief incidents and give a synopsis of those pastimes occurring at the end. So yeah, you cannot describe all the pastimes. They're unlimited. Krishna says, even I don't know the limits of my glories and my qualities. And Sheshnag has been chanting his holy name and qualities since time immemorial with thousands of hoods and not done yet. So how is it possible? It says that you can count the number of gray sand particles on a beach, but you cannot count the qualities of Krishna. You can count the number of stars in the sky, but you cannot count the qualities of Krishna. But Rupa Goswami in Act of Devotion describes 64 main qualities. So it's not that Krishna has only 64 qualities, but 64 of them are described by Rupa Goswami in his Nectar of Devotion book. Okay, so similarly, he's saying there's so many, but now I'll describe some main ones. Text 11 to 12. तार मध्य जयी भाग दास वृंदावन चैतन्य मंगले विस्तारी करिला वर्णन सही भागेर यहाँ सूत्र मात्र लिखिब तहाँ जे विशेष किछु यहाँ विस्तारिब. I should describe only a synopsis, that portion which Vrindavan Das Thakur has described very elaborately in his book Chaitanya Mangal. So that Chaitanya Mangal is now known as Chaitanya Bhagavat. Whatever incidents are outstanding, however, I shall later elaborate. So again, as I was saying, if Vrindavan Das Thakur already talked about it, he said, I'm just going to mention the name, that's it. But if he missed something, then I'll talk about it. Then he recognizes Vrindavan Das Thakur. Chaitanya Lilar Vyas Das Vrindavan Tar Agyay Karo Tar Uchishta Charvat. Actually, the authorized compiler of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srila Vrindavan Das. But who is he? He is the incarnation of Vyasadeva. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is the Vyasadeva of Chaitanya Lila. Okay. What was the name of Vyasadeva?
Badarayanari. Badarayanari.
No, that's not the name, no.
Oh, Krishna Dwai Par.
Yes.
Krishna Dwapa.
Shri Krishna Dwapayan. Yes. Only upon his orders am I trying to chew the remnants of food that he's left. See, look at the humility. Whatever is chewed, what's left, I will take. So still saying the main course comes from Chaitanya Bhagavat. I'm only describing what's the remainder. Text 14. Bhakti kari shire dhari tahar charan shesh lilar sutra gan kariye varnan. Placing his lotus feet upon my head in great devotion, I shall now describe in summary the Lord's final pastimes. Okay, so you have Adi Lila and your Shesh Lila. I'm talking about the two parts of Shesh Lila in a second. Text 15. Chavvish Vatsara Prabhura Grehe Avasthan Tahaja Karila Lila Adi Lila Nam. For 24 years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at home, and whatever pastimes he performed during that time are called Adi Lila. So first, the 17 chapters of Adi Lila basically describe his pastimes and his tattva. Text 16. 24 वत्सर शेष जैक बाग मास तार शुक्ल पक्ष प्रभु करेला संन्यास. At the end of his 24th year, in the month of Magh, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life sannyas. So I just wanted to point out that in the 17th chapter, we talked about the pastime that led him to say, okay, it's time now to take sannyas. Right? And we talked about it in chapter 17, that he was chanting Gopi, 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 and one of the students objected to that and made fun of him, told him to chant Krishna's name. Lord Chaitanya got angry, chased him, and then they all got mad. They were planning to beat him. And that's when Lord Chaitanya said, no, no, I don't want all these offenses to be done, so I'll take sannyas. So what we didn't talk about was when he decided to do that, he only told 5 people. He didn't tell everybody. And I think Shivas Thakur was one of them. Lord Chatanya was one of them. Advaita Acharya and 2 other people I forget. I think Murari Gupta may have been one of them. Anyway, 5 people. And so they all went to a place called Katwa. And there's a tree which still is there. We've been there. They sat there and everybody was crying. Then they called the barber and said, okay, shave my head. And he started crying. He said, how can I shave your beautiful head? And all the 5 people sitting around the tree were crying. That they said, we can't see your hair being cut. But Lord Chaitanya ordered him to do it. So he did it. And then he collected all the hair, fell upon the hair, and started crying like anything. But by doing that, the shaving of the head and embracing the hair, he became a pure devotee. So actually his samadhi is still in that place. And next to his samadhi is the samadhi of Keshav Bharati. Who's Keshav Bharati?
From whom he took the sannyas.
To the sannyas. So even the sannyas people say, well, he was a Mayavadi. Why would Krishna take, Lord Chaitanya will take sannyas from him? So actually part of the story is that Keshav Bharati said, so what mantra should I give you? And Lord Chaitanya whispered Gopal mantra in his ear. So basically he initiated his would-be guru as his disciple into Vaishnava Sampradaya. And then he got initiated by the Gopal mantra that he had given to Keshav Bharati. And then it became basically that. So Keshav Bharati Samadhi is also in the same place, beside the Samadhi of the barber. And there is Samadhi of the hair.
Yeah.
That place also. The hair Samadhi. So it's a place worth going. If you go to Mayapur, please try to go to Katwa. Anyway, coming back, text 17. Sannyas kariya 24 vatsar avasthan taha jai lila tar shesh lila naam. After accepting sannyas, Lord Chaitanya remained within this material world for another 24 years. Within this period, whatever pastimes he enacted are called shesh lila or pastimes occurring at the end. Okay? Excuse me. शेष लीला मध्य अंत दुई नाम होए लीला भेदे वैष्णव सब नाम भेद कोय. The final pastimes for the Lord occurring in his last 24 years are called Madhya Lila and Anta Lila. Madhya means middle, Anta means final. All the devotees of the Lord refer to his pastimes according to this division. So this book is also divided like that. Madhya Lila, which represents 6 years, the first 6 years after Lord Chaitanya's sannyas, and Anta Lila, which represent last 18 years after sannyas. Okay. So, and this book is also divided like that. Text 19. तार मध्य 6 वत्सर गमना गमन नीलाचल गौड़ सेतु बंध वृंदावन. For 6 years of the last 24, which is the first 6 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India, from Jagannath Puri to Bengal and from Cape Comorin to Vrindavan. Cape Comorin is now known as Kanyakumari, the southernmost part of India. Okay, Lord Chaitanya traveled on foot, all these places. Text 20. Tahaje Lila tar Madhya Lila naam, tar pachi Lila ante Lila abhidhan. All the pastimes performed by the Lord in those places are known as Madhya Lila. And whatever pastimes are performed after that are called Anta Lila. So he traveled for 6 years and he went back to Jagannath Puri, stayed there for 18 years, didn't move. Sorry. Text 21. Adilila, Madhilila, Antilila are Eve Madhilila Kichu Kariye Vistar. The pastimes of the Lord are therefore divided into 3 periods. The Adilila, which was finished, Madhilila, which is starting, and Antilila. Now I shall very elaborately describe the Madhilila. Text 22. अष्टादश वर्ष केवल नीलाचल स्थिति अपनी आचार्य जीवे शिखाइला bhakti. For 18 continuous years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri and through his personal behavior instructed all living entities in the mode of devotional service. Now, in Jagannath Puri, does anybody know the name of the place he stayed in?
Gambhir.
Gambhira, yes.
Gambhira.
So he stayed in Gambhira. So at daytime, he'll go to the temple, he'll visit Tota Gopinath temple also. And who was living there? Gadadhar Pandit. And he would hear Srimad Bhagavatam every day from him. And one of his favorite Leelas was Lord Nrsingadeva's appearance. So one day he asked Gadadhar Pandit to keep on repeating the whole Leela. So I think there's 3 chapters. I just keep on repeating. Where he loved it so much. The other reason he was listening to Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit, can you guess? Like all the 10th canto especially the last Leela and all that, he wanted to hear from Gadadhar Pandit. Why? Okay, a hint. Nobody can understand Bhagavatam better than Gadadhar Pandit. Especially the
Radharani.
yes.
Radharani.
It's Radharani.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And therefore, who can understand the mellows, the sentiments better than Radharani? So Radharani would explain in the form of Gadadhar Pandit, explain all this.
Yep.
And Krishna in the mood of Radharani would hear all that and get in complete ecstasy. Tota Gopinath is also the temple where the deity sat down because Gadadhar Pandit was very old. And that's the deity in which Lord Chaitanya merged. End of his pastimes. And he left his clothes, and there's a clothes samadhi in that temple also. Lord Chaitanya's clothes.
It is in the sitting position.
Yes. The deity is in the sitting position. Yeah.
This time we went there.
Oh, good.
Especially
Yes, good.
the
Yes. Okay. So the other thing is the evening time he spent with Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai. So why is that? What were they doing there?
Probably the Swarup Damodar was writing all his activities, what he was doing. So he was writing it down.
No. The question is, why was Lord Chaitanya spending the nights with these 2 people?
They were discussing Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sorry, Sakhi Swarup?
Just they used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam.
Well, along with other things. But there's special reasons. The special reason is that who were Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramanan? Lalita and Vishakha. And what mood was Lord Chaitanya in? Radharani.
Rani.
So who would understand Radharani's mood better than Lalita and Vishakha? Who would support Radharani better than Lalita and Vishakha? Who would help Radharani meet Krishna and console her with him when he was feeling the separation? Lalita and Vishakha. So Lord Chaitanya would basically discuss his mood, discuss his sentiments, his feelings, his mood of separation with these people. And they'll be able to support his mood by reciting different verses from Bhagavatam and other books and have that discussion. So every night in Gambhira, that's what was going on. Okay. All right. Text 22. अष्टादश वर्ष केवल नीलाचल स्थिति अपने आचार्य जीव शिखाइला भक्ति. For 18 continuous years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri and through his personal behavior instructed all living entities in the mode of devotional service. Text 23.
Prabhuji, one question I have. When it says all living entities, this was other than human beings too?
Yes. Yes. Yes, bro. Dogs, animals,
Yeah.
they were all benefiting. Right? In the first 6 years also same thing happened. Right? In the first 6 years of his life, same thing happened. So first 6 years of life, what happened? Which animal was given the
Was
mercy?
dog, Prabhu.
Sorry?
Dog.
Dog, exactly.
Dog.
Dog, right? And then when he was traveling, after taking sannyas, who were benefited?
All the tigers and
Yeah, Jharkhand. So trees, tigers, all the animals, right? So yeah, throughout his life. Okay. Text 23. तार मध्य 6 वत्सर भक्तगण संगे प्रेम भक्ति प्रवर्ताइला नृत्य गीत रंगे. Of these 18 years, at Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 6 years with his many devotees. By chanting and dancing, he introduced the loving service of the Lord. Okay. Text 24. Nityananda Gosaire Pathaile Gaur Deshe Teho Gaur Desha Bhasaile Prema Rase. So I should have pointed out that right now he's just giving in the point form all the leelas he's going to describe in great detail. He just has been mentioned here. Okay, so don't worry if you don't know the details, that's going to come. So text 24. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Nityanand Prabhu from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, which is known as Gauradesh. And Lord Nityanand Prabhu overflooded that country with the transcendental loving service of the Lord.
So Lord Nityananda was sent separately than himself, Prabhuji?
After a while, they were together in Jagannath Puri. Then Lord Chaitanya said, now you go to Bengal. And he preached there. So that's when he went. He got married. How many wives did he have?
2, Prabhu.
And their names were?
Janvi,
Janava
Janva.
and?
Vishnu Priya? No.
No, that's Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, that is Lord Chaitanya.
And
Revati Prabhuji?
No, that's Balaram.
Lakshmi.
Shall I say again? Somebody said?
Vasudha?
Yes. Yes, Govindamari, you're right. So there were 2 sisters, Vasudha and Janava. They both got married to Lord Chaitanya. Okay. Okay. Text 25. Sahajai Nityananda Krishna Pramod Dham Prabhu Agya Kail Jahan Taha Prem Dan. See, Nityananda Prabhu is by nature very much inspired in rendering transcendental loving service to Lord Krishna. Now, being ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he distributed this loving service anywhere and everywhere. Again, the details will come later. Text 26. Tahar charane mor koti namaskar, Chaitanya re bhakti jahan, jeho, loyal sansar. I offer my innumerable obeisances unto the lotus feet of Shri Nityananda Prabhu, who is so kind that he spread the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. So, and we'll talk about in great deal how Lord Nityananda was doing that. Text 27. Chaitanya Gosain jare bole bada bhai, teho kahe more Prabhu Chaitanya Gosain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to address Nityananda Prabhu as his elder brother, but Nityananda Prabhu addressed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his Lord. So, remember we talked about Advaita Acharya and Lord Chaitanya? What was the issue there between Lord Chaitanya and Lord
Because
Chaitanya?
Advaita Advaita Acharya was much more older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was considering him like his father, but he feels like a little embarrassed when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was considering him like the father, but he want to be show his assistance to him.
Yes, yes. So he wanted to be treated like his servant, but Lord Chaitanya kept giving respect. So same thing here. He's considering Lord Nityanand as his older brother, which basically he is, as Lord Balaram and Krishna.
Yeah.
But Lord Chaitanya carried the mood, Nityanand carried the mood of a servant of Lord Chaitanya, and so addressed him as his Lord. Text 28. यद्यपि आपनी होय प्रभु बलराम तथापि चैतन्य रे करे das abhiman. Although Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram himself, he nonetheless always think of himself as the eternal servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Balaram had the same thing, right? What is the mood of Lord Balaram? What's the mood of Lord Balaram?
Servitor.
Servitor.
A servant,
Servitor.
exactly right, a servant. Okay, text 29. चैतन्य सेव चैतन्य गाओ लोह चैतन्य नाम चैतन्य जे भक्ति करे सही मोर प्राण. Nityananda Prabhu requested everyone to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant his glories, and utter his name. Nityananda Prabhu claimed that person to be his life and soul who rendered devotional service unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, this is a very interesting point here. The point is that what did Lord Chaitanya instruct Lord Nityananda to do? Go and spread the holy name of Krishna.
Yeah.
Right? So, as a matter of fact, in the beginning, Lord Chaitanya would go and sing this very beautiful bhajan. Prabhur agyay bhai mange e bhiksha, bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, karo Krishna siksha. Right? Basically says that my master, Lord Chaitanya, has given me the order to beg you to please take the name of Krishna, chant Krishna's name, and tell other people about Krishna. Right? And then he will say, अपराध शून्य होय लहो कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण. Chant the name of Krishna offenselessly. He's our mother, he's our father, he's our wealth and our life here. He did that for a while. And then he said, wait a minute. Lord Chaitanya is none other than Radha Krishna. A lot of people may or may not chant Radha Krishna's name. Also, there are offenses involved in how they do it. That's why in the beginning he was saying, Aparadha Shunya Hoya. Aparadha Shunya Hoya Loho Krishna now. If you do it with offenses, there's a problem. Right? We talk about the offenses against the holy name. So he said, in the age of Kali, that's risky business, asking people to chant Krishna's name because they commit offenses. But he said, but Lord Chaitanya, my Lord Chaitanya, is none other than Krishna, but the beauty is that he does not accept any offenses. So he changed the instruction. That's why in text 29 being said here. He changed the instruction. And what he started saying? Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Lah Gaurangir Namure, Je Jana Gauranga Bhaje, Se Hoya Amar Pran Re. So he said, Bhaja Gauranga, not saying Radha Krishna anymore. I said, anybody who chants Gauranga's name is my life here. So in text 29 saying, Chaitanya Seva, Chaitanya Gao, Chaitanya Na, Lo Chaitanya Na. Chaitanya Jab Kare,
Prabhuji,
one
question, Prabhuji here. Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Okay. So he's saying, anybody who takes Lord Chaitanya's name becomes my life here. What's life here? That's the dearest thing to any person. With no life here, no life. Right? So he's saying, you'll become that. You'll become that for me if you simply chant the name of Lord Chaitanya. So therefore, if you want to become life of Lord Nityananda, what do you have to say? Gauranga. Say it, please. Gauranga. Okay. Gauranga Prabhu, go ahead.
Prabhuji, I want to ask you, but still in Kali Yuga, we have been given the name of Lord Krishna, like we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This we are still in Kali Yuga, but we have been given this name just to chant all the time, even we are still living in Kali Yuga.
But this is the bhajan for Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the mantra for Kali Yuga.
Okay.
So I'm not sure I understand your question.
But it says here, instead of chanting Krishna's name, he says Bhaj Gauranga.
Right. So he's saying basically that in the age of Kali, if you chant Chaitanya's name, you are chanting Krishna's name same time, because they're none other than Radha and Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is none other than Radha Krishna. And he's saying there's no offense. And this is why we chant Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda before we chant Hare Krishna. To
Yes.
beg for forgiveness and beg for benediction that we may chant offenselessly.
Okay.
Okay. But the mantra came from Lord Chaitanya himself, right? He brought from the spiritual world, he brought that mantra. And his instruction to chant Hare Krishna mantra. So basically what happens is you serve Lord Nityanand, you get the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. And then you serve God Nitai, you get the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. Which is the very unique thing about this incarnation. If you serve Lord Ram, you go to Ram Lok. You serve Lord Nrsimhadev, you go to Nrsimha Lok. You serve Krishna, you go to Krishna Lok. You serve Lord Chaitanya, you go to Krishna Lok. That's a very unique thing about Lord Chaitanya.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nicely
Okay.
explained, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else? Any questions? Okay. Vishnu Prabhu, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, there is no such loka as like Chaitanya loka. Like, so when you pray Chaitanya, like you always goes to Goloka, like.
No. There is a place called Shwetadvip which surrounds the Golok Vrindavan. And that's the residence of Lord Chaitanya. So what I was saying was that if we serve Lord Chaitanya in the mood that he wants us to do it, then you go to Krishna Lok. However, if you're worshipping Lord Chaitanya in the mood of worshipping Lord Chaitanya, then you go to Lord Chaitanya's place, which is Shwetadvip.
Okay.
So it depends
Thank
upon
you.
the mood.
Depends.
But he's encouraging us to chant in the mood of serving Radha and Krishna. That's why
Thank
most
you.
of us will go to Krishna Loka if we chant his name. Or we do all his instructions. He has got
Thank
his
you,
own
Prabhuji.
set of eternal associates.
Mhm.
Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Okay.
If is I'm just trying to think like there's I don't even know how to say it. There's so many different in the spiritual world. There's so many different planets, or so many different lokas, and like we decide which loka we're gonna go to, like who we're gonna pray to, or do the Supreme Personality of Godhead in those lokas? Because the reason I'm asking is because sometimes, like you're listening to Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you want to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you do approach him, but then you feel like you have a connection with a different form of the Lord. So I don't know if that's something like the Lord is reciprocating in a certain way with us, and we're attracted to that form of the Lord, or is that truly something that we are wanting? Like, I don't know if it's making sense what I'm asking.
I think so. I think it makes sense. So basically what happens is that it's our own attraction to a particular form of the Lord, or a particular set of pastimes of the Lord. So we become attracted to that, and then we start serving in that mood, that particular form. So they are pure devotees of Lord Vishnu. They're pure devotees of Lord Nrsimhadev. the pure devotees of Lord Ram, pure devotees of Lord Krishna, the pure devotees of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, so on and so forth. So it depends upon what mood appeals to you and what your own mood is like. Right? And then she starts serving, and then the Lord reciprocates. But there's no such thing as Ram saying, "Oh, serve me." Krishna saying, "No, no, no, serve me." They say, "No, no, no, serve me." No, nothing like that. They're not doing that. So it comes totally from you.
Okay. Okay, and it's okay to proceed with that, but then pray to the other forms to make that bond stronger, yes?
You can do that, yes. So you can serve, pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to make you a better devotee of Krishna. You can pray to Lord Chaitanya to make you a better devotee of Krishna.
Yes.
So you can, yeah, I mean, we can pray to Hanumanji to make you a better devotee of Lord Ram. So yeah, you can do that. You can pray to Lord Shiva to make you a better devotee of Lord Ram or Lord Krishna. Right?
Yes.
So you can do that because they're not competing.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Text 30. Ei mat lok Chaitanya bhakti lo ayil deenhin nindak sabare nistaril. In this way, Shri Nityananda Prabhu introduced the cult of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to everyone without discrimination. Even though the people were fallen souls and blasphemers, they were delivered by this process. So, the best example of Deenhin Jata Chilo, Hariname Udharilo, Tar Sakshi Jagai Madhai. So, the worst of the worst were delivered by Lord Nityananda, and the witness or evidence of that is the deliverance of Jagai Madhai. Nobody could be worse than that, but they were delivered. Okay? Am I still making sense?
No.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Of course.
I thought somebody said no.
No.
Okay. Okay. Text 31. तबे प्रभु ब्रजे पठाइल रूप सनातन प्रभु आज्ञा दोई भाई आइला वृंदावन. Translation. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sent the two brothers, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, to Braja. By his order, they went to Shri Vrindavan Dham. So, Lord Chaitanya met Sanatana Goswami in Banaras, and preached to him, instructed him. And he met Rupa Goswami in Allahabad, Prayagraj, instructed him there. And he instructed them both to go to Vrindavan. And what were the main instructions? Anybody remembers? Main instructions to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami by Lord Chaitanya.
To find the
Prabhuji,
Lila Sthalis.
Yes, that's one.
and write
Prabhuji,
books.
to write the
To
Right.
serve
to
the
help.
Vaishnavas.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's true.
sorry, and also to help by money to poor people who were chanting.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
financial help as well.
you're
Yes,
absolutely right. Absolutely.
and writing books. And there is one more, 3 points I think we
So open the temple.
discussed.
Writing literature.
Open the temples. Yes,
Temples, yes.
yes.
To reveal the places of Lila Stali. Yeah, Krishna Mataji.
Lila Stali, right?
Yes.
Lila Stalis, to discover the Lila Stalis.
Yes.
Writing the literature,
Yes.
helping the poor, and there is one more, I think.
Yeah, then open the temples.
Open the temples, yes.
Yes. So, yes, thank you. So, those are instructions given to these two brothers to go do this in Vrindavan. Text 32. Bhakti Pracharya Sarva Tirth Prakashil Madana Gopala Govindir Seva Pracharil. After going to Vrindavan, the brothers preached devotional service and discovered many places of pilgrimage, the Lila Sthalis. They specifically initiated the service of Madan Mohan and Govindji. So once again, Madan Mohanji was discovered by
Sanatana Goswami and Rupa
Yes.
Goswami.
and Govindji. Sorry?
Sanatana Goswami by Sanatana Goswami.
Okay. Yes. And Govindji temple was, Govindji deity was discovered by
Rupa Goswami.
Rupa Goswami.
Rupa Goswami.
Yes. And this whole story, how it was done. Text 33. Nana Shastra Anikala Bhakti Granth Sar Moodh Adham Janerete Ho Karila Nistar. Both Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami brought various scriptures to Vrindavan and collected the essence of these by compiling many scriptures on devotional service. In this way, They delivered all rascals and fallen souls. I'm still waiting for my turn, but yeah, they did. Okay, let's see the purport because very interesting purport. Anybody who knows how to sing this one?
I can read that one, Prabhuji, but not that.
Yeah, I'm asking if anybody knows how to sing that.
Can
I
I do
know,
it?
Prabhu. Nana Shastra, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
नाना शास्त्र विचारण कै निपुनो सद्धर्म संस्था sorry I'm messing up the tone sorry सद्धर्म संस्थापको लोकानामहिता करिणो त्रिभुवने मान्यो शरण्या या करो राधा कृष्ण पदारविंद भजनानंद देना मत्तालय sorry Prabhu I think I'm forgotten the tone tune I mean
Doing well.
राधा कृष्ण पदारविंद विंद भजनानंदेन मत्तालिकौ वंदे रूप सनातन रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ.
Very nice.
Sorry,
That's great.
it's a long time.
So go ahead, read the translation also.
Okay. So this was sung by Srinivas Acharya Thakur. The six Goswamis, under the direction of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami, studied various Vedic literatures and picked up the essence of them, the devotional service of the Lord. This means that all the Goswamis wrote many scriptures on devotional service with the support of Vedic literature. Devotional service is not a sentimental activity. The essence of Vedic knowledge is devotional service, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.15. Vedaischa sarver ahameva vedya. All the Vedic literatures aims at understanding Krishna, and how to understand Krishna through the devotional service has been explained by Srila Rupa and Srila Sanatan Goswamis, with evidence from all Vedic literatures. They have put it so nicely that even a rascal or a first-class fool can be delivered by the devotional service under the guidance of Goswamis.
Thank you. So first point being made here is that Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami did not come down to Vrindavan and wrote something from their mind. So there was no mental speculation. They actually studied the various scriptures. But in what way did they study? Scrutinizingly. What does the word scrutinizingly mean?
In very detail.
A little bit more than that.
With what I could say, with deeply studying, I would say, Prabhuji. I don't know really the actual word for that, but
okay. No, that way you're on the right path.
Studying properly.
Okay.
Not reading, but studying, I would say.
Yeah, no, you're right. Your point is valid. Yes. Is there anybody else?
With all the proof to the scriptures.
Reading and understanding, Prabhuji.
Okay. What else?
Maybe seeing all the pros and cons, I mean, good and negative points, and then analyzing it.
There are good and bad points in the scriptures?
I mean, yeah. I mean, analyzing it deeply, maybe.
Yes. So analyzing
Okay.
from all angles. Scrutinizing means studying and analyzing from all angles, not just one angle and say, okay, it's going smoothly. From this perspective, that perspective, this angle, that angle, they studied all and really understood the essence, and then they wrote the books. That's why their books represent the essence of all this Vedic literature. And what's the essence of Vedic literature? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are eternal servants. And we perform devotional service to understand and serve Krishna. Bottom line is just that. So all the books they've written basically come down to that point. Okay. So it says here all the Vedic literatures aims at understanding Krishna. And how to understand Krishna through the process of devotional service. And that's what they explain. Right? And then last line, I really appreciated it. They put it so nicely that even a rascal of first-class fool can be delivered by devotional service under the guidance of the Goswami. Right?
But it applies only to the people, Prabhuji, who believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not the people who are atheists, Prabhuji.
Right, that's correct. But even the atheists can be converted. There are many examples of that.
Yes,
So when he
that's true.
says first-class fool or rascal, that includes atheists also. Right? It doesn't say all rascals, all rascals, but even a fool, even a rascal can, but only if they want to. You can't force somebody to become a devotee. Because devotion is from heart, not from
Yes.
force. Right? So I mean, when I read that, I said, okay, we have hope. We have hope. And the second thing is that we must stick to the correct interpretation of all these books. So actually, Narottam Das Thakur sings the Rupa Raghunath Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabe Ami Bujibo Yugal Piriti. So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, when will I understand the nature of the love between Radha and Krishna? That would happen only after I study the books written by Rupa Raghunath. So this is why studying the scriptures is very important. Prabhupada, our Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj always emphasize, read every day. Read the books every day. Why? Because of this. So you understand what's being said, understand the essence. Essence is you are the servant of Krishna, serve Krishna. How you serve Krishna is chanting the holy name, serving the devotees, spreading his holy name. Right? Gayatri?
Babaji, this might have been mentioned before. So Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, I know there are manjaris. Are they Nitya Siddhas?
Well, Manjaris is always Nitya Siddha.
You know how they say, like, as aspiring devotees, the highest level you can get to is a manjari.
Correct.
But we're not Nitya Siddhas,
No, if you become a Manjari.
Yes, but if you become a manjari, that's right. But that's what I'm saying. They came down, right?
No. So there's difference between coming down and coming down. One coming down is forced to come down. One coming down is instructed to come down for a particular reason.
Yes, and they were instructed.
Correct. Oh, they're Manjaris. They're the eternal associates of Radharani.
Okay.
Right?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Text 34. प्रभुर आज्ञाय कैल सब शास्त्रेर विचार बजेर निगुण भक्ति करेले प्रचार. The Goswamis carried out the preaching work of devotional service on the basis of an analytical study of all confidential Vedic literatures. This was in compliance with the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus one can understand the most confidential devotional service of Vrindavan. So let's read, hold on.
Can I read it, Prabhuji?
You can read, just wait for 1 minute, let me make a point, then you can read it. So what was the purpose of Lord Chaitanya's appearance? One of the purposes. Like when Krishna went back, what did he say to himself? And he said, I have to come back as, I'm not talking about the internal reasons, so don't go there. I'm talking about external reasons.
To start a Sankirtan movement, Prabhuji,
that was, yes, but that was not the primary motivation.
Distributing Krishna Prema, Prabhuji.
Yes, but again, that is secondary also.
Because because he told Radharani that I think they had to come together to perform.
No, they came together in Lila.
To experience a mood of Radharani?
That's the internal reason. I'm talking about external reasons.
So in Kali Yuga, peoples are more fallen. So to give them, this is the hope, right?
Okay, so let me explain. So, oh, sorry, somebody want to say something?
Yeah, you asked about the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, right?
Yes, external reason.
Is it because of that pastime where Radharani saw Krishna in that form and then he promised that
No,
he'll.
no, no. So okay, let me.
Okay.
So when he went back, he said to himself, "Now I have shown the world what this Braj Bhav Bhakti is about. How gopis serve me, how sakhas serve me, how parents serve me. This whole Braj Bhav, I've shown them. But I have to show them how to do it. And the example is given that a teacher says, write A, B, C, and that children try to write it, but then he holds their hand and writes A, B, C, they learn it quickly. So he said that I've shown them what it is, but now I'm going to come back as a devotee and show them how to do it.
Yep.
Right? Anybody remembers that? We discussed this in great detail.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, in the
Yes,
beginning.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah.
So same point is being made here. So that's the reason. So that's why he told Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami to go write this
Right.
process about the process of devotional service so people can understand and then do it. So thus one can understand the most confidential devotional service of Vrindavan. So what is that service in Vrindavan? The Braj Bhav. So this is why we talk about the Goswamis being so important to our movement.
Yep.
Okay. Kapilaka Prabhu, go ahead. Read the purport.
Okay. Purport. This proves that bona fide devotional service is based on the conclusion of the Vedic literature. It is not based on the type of the sentiment exhibited by the Prakrita Sahajas. The Prakrita Sahajas do not consult the Vedic literature and they are debauchers, woman hunters, and smokers of ganja. Sometimes they give a theatrical performance and cry for the Lord with tears in their eyes. Of course, all scriptural conclusions are washed out by these tears. The Prakrita Sahajas do not realize that they are violating the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who specifically said that to understand Vrindavan and the pastimes of Vrindavan must have sufficient knowledge of the Shastras, Vedic literature, as stated in Shri Mad Bhagavatam 1:222, Bhaktya Shruta Garahitya. This means that devotional services acquired from Vedic knowledge. Tak Chakra Dya Dhanya Munaya. Devotees who are actually serious attain bhakti, scientific devotional service by hearing Vedic literature. Bhakta Shruta Kritaya. It is not that one should create something out of the sentimentality, become a sahaja and advocate such concoction devotional service. However, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur consider such sahajas to be more favorable than the impersonalists who are hopelessly atheist. The impersonalists have no idea of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The position of the sahajas is far better than those of the Mayavadi Sannyasis. Although the sahajas do not think much of the Vedic knowledge, they nonetheless have accepted Lord Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Unfortunately, they misled others from authentic devotional service.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is what I was saying, that they did not speculate, did not concoct something from their mind. They wrote what the scriptures say. And they basically give the essence of the scriptures in an appropriate way. And then Prabhupada is making the point in the purport that the devotional service is acquired from the Vedic knowledge. So it's not just sentiment, there's a philosophy behind it, but the philosophy is coming from the Vedic knowledge. And the Goswamis have presented the Vedic knowledge in a more easily understood form. And then Prabhupada took it further and make it even more easier to perform and understand. Okay, it says here, it's not that one should create something out of sentimentality. No, it's not sentimentalism. This says religion without philosophy is sentimentalism. So religion and philosophy have to go together to become devotional service. Okay, what's the purpose of any religion? Anybody?
To love God.
Yes,
To establish.
to learn how to love God. That's the whole purpose. So the religion that gives you the process is the best religion. Okay, text 35. Hari Bhakti Vilas or Bhagavatamrita, Dasham Tippani or Dasham Charit. Some of the books compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami were Hari Bhakti Vilas, a very famous book. Brihad Bhagavatamrita, another very famous book. Dasham Tippani and Dasham Charita. Okay, so now the purport has a lot of details. You have two choices. We can read it here or you can read it home. What's your choice?
I would say let's read it here, Prabhuji. Okay. So everybody read together, Prabhuji. We are not trying to rush anything, Prabhuji.
Okay, all right. Okay, then I need a volunteer for the first paragraph.
I will read it, Prabhuji.
Okay, Ruchira, go ahead, please.
In the first wave of the book, known as Bhakti Ratnakar, it is said that Sanatana Goswami understood Srimad Bhagavatam by thorough study and explained it in his commentary known as Vaishnav Toshani. All the knowledge that Sri Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami directly acquired from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was broadcast all over the world by their expert service. Sanatana Goswami gave his Vaishnav Toshani commentary to Srila Jiva Goswami for editing, and Srila Jiva Goswami edited this under the name of Laghu Toshani. Whatever he immediately put down in writing was finished in the year 1476 Shaka. Srila Jiva Goswami completed Laghu Toshani in the year Shakabda 1504.
Yes. So again, the point being that it's all based either on the direct instruction of Lord Chaitanya or Bhagavatam or other literatures that they studied. That's one point. Second point is that even the editing was done by very qualified people. So who was Jiva Goswami, by the way, in terms of relationship with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami?
Yeah, he was cousin brother.
Nephew?
Was his brother's son, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's right. Correct. So Jiva Goswami alone wrote 400,000 verses. You know, Mahabharata has 100,000. He didn't write it, but Mahabharata 100,000. Gita has only 700. Ramayana has 24,000. All the Vedas combined have 400,000, but Jiva Goswami alone wrote 400,000 verses. That's how much they contributed to this world. Okay, next paragraph.
How many Prabhuji you said?
400,000. 4 lakh.
4 lakh, 400,000. Oh, okay.
What's that? In half an hour you can do it. Okay, next paragraph, please.
Prabhuji, I can continue reading if you.
Okay, sure.
It's okay. The subject matter of Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sri Sanatana Goswami was collected by Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami and is known as Vaishnav Smriti. This Vaishnav Smriti Grantha was finished in the 20 chapters known as Vilasas. In the first Vilas, there is a description of how a relationship is established between the spiritual master and the disciple, and the mantras are explained. In the second Vilas, the process of initiation is described. In the third Vilas, the methods of Vaishnav behavior are given, with emphasis on cleanliness, constant remembrance of the Supreme Personality of God, and the chanting of the mantras given by the initiating spiritual master. In the fourth Vilas are descriptions of samskara, the reformatory method, tilak, the application of 12 tilaks on the 12 places of the body, mudra, the marks on the body, mala, chanting of the beads, guru puja, worship of the spiritual master. In the fifth Vilas, one is instructed on how to make a place to sit for meditation, and there are descriptions for breathing exercises, meditation, and worship of the Shalagram Shila, representation of Lord Vishnu. In the sixth Vilas, the required practices for inviting the transcendental form of the Lord and bathing him are given. In the seventh Vilas, one is instructed on how to collect flowers used for the worship of Lord Vishnu. In the eighth Vilas, there is a description of the deity and instructions on how to set up incense, light lamps, make offerings, dance, play, music, beat drums, garland the deity, offer prayers and obeisances, and counteract offenses. In the 9th Vilas, there are descriptions about collecting tulsi leaves, offering oblations to forefathers according to Vaishnava rituals, and offering food. In the 10th Vilas, there are descriptions of the devotees of the Lord, Vaishnavas or saintly persons. In the 11th Vilas, there are elaborate descriptions of deity worship and the glories of the holy name of the Lord. One is instructed on how to chant the holy name of the deity, and there are discussions about offenses committed while chanting the holy name, along with the methods of getting relief from such offenses. There are also descriptions of the glories of the devotion service and the surrendering process. In the 12th Vilas, Ekadashi is described. In the 13th Vilas, fasting is discussed, as well as the observance of the Mahadvadashi ceremony. In the 14th Vilas, different rules for different months are outlined. In the 15th Vilas, there are instructions on how to observe Ekadashi fasting without even drinking water. There are also descriptions of branding the body with the symbols of Vishnu and the discussions of Chaturmasya observations during the rainy season and the discussions of Janmashtami, Parshvaikadashi, Shravan Dwadashi, Ramanavami, and Vijayadashmi. The 16th Vilas discusses the duties to be observed in the month of Kartik, October till November, or the Damodar month, or Urja, where lamps are offered in the deity room and or above the temple. There are also descriptions of the Govardhan Puja and Rath Yatra. The 17th Vilas discusses preparations for deity worship, Mahamantra chanting, and the process of japa. In the 18th Vilas, the different forms of Sri Vishnu are described. In the 19th Vilas discusses the establishment of the deity and the rituals observed in bathing the deity before installation. The 20th Vilas discusses the construction of the temples, referring to those constructed by the great devotees. The details of Hari Bhakti Vilas Granth are given by Sri Kaviraj Goswami in the Madhya Lila, 24:329 to 345. The descriptions given in these verses by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami are actually a description of those portions compiled by Gopal Bhatta Goswami. According to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the regulative principles of devotion service compiled by Gopal Bhatta Goswami do not strictly follow our Vaishnava principles. Actually, Gopal Bhatta Goswami collected only a summary of the elaborate descriptions of the Vaishnava regulative principles from Hari Bhakti Vilas. It is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami's opinion, however, that to follow the Hari Bhakti Vilas strictly is to actually follow the Vaishnava rituals in the perfect order. He claims that the Smarta Samaj, which is strictly followed by caste Brahmanas, has influenced portions that Gopal Bhatta Goswami collected from the original Hari Bhakti Vilas. It is therefore very difficult to find out Vaishnava directions from the book of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. It is better to consult the commentary made by Sanatan Goswami himself for Hari Bhakti Vilas under the name of Digdarshini Tika. Some say that the same commentary was compiled by Gopinath Puja Adhikari, who was engaged in the service of Sri Radha Ramanji and who happened to be one of the disciples of Gopal Bhatta Goswami.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Just wait for a minute. So, I want to go back to the beginning of this paragraph. And it says here, what's the first thing it talks about is the relationship between the spiritual master and the disciple. What does that mean? Oh, sorry, Saraswati, you have a question?
Yes, Prabhuji, but I can wait a few.
Okay, all right. So what's the first thing required for performing proper devotional service? A guru.
Have to follow his instructions, Prabhuji.
And how to follow instructions. You find a guru and you follow his instructions. That's the first thing.
Questioning, right? Like,
sorry, Sundari Mataji?
We go with the jigyasa, right? Like we go with the question, submissive.
Absolutely. Right? So you need that. That's the first thing. The second thing is then you get the initiation, the second vilas. So what happens? Diksha kale, shishya kale, atma samarpan.
Yes,
Prabhuji. Disciple is surrendering. Right? So that's the second thing. Third thing that happens is a Vaishnava behavior. Vaishnava etiquette. And Smartavyo Satatam Vishnu, Vismartavyona Jatachit. Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna.
Never forget Krishna.
The biggest rule. Right? So third Third Vilas talks about that. Lord Ram appeared before Lord Krishna. So what was Lord Ram's mood? Maryada Purushottam, ideal man, right?
Yeah.
Was Krishna's mood, Lila Purushottam.
Lila Purush.
So you become a devotee. But you have to become a good human being first before you can become a good devotee. A good human may or may not become a devotee, but a good devotee must be a good human. Right? So that's why Vaishnava etiquette is so much emphasized. So that's the next thing. It's very, very systematic. Right? And then it talks about the sanskaras. What sanskaras are? What are sanskaras?
The good
Aren't
qualities.
aren't these past life impressions?
No.
Samskaras? No?
No.
Okay.
That they are reformatory methods. So you have Vibhav sanskar, your Upanayana sanskar, you have Dharma sanskar, right? But all this, the 16 sanskaras, right? So they're reformatory processes. So you got some problems, faults, they get corrected by this. Okay, you're reformed. Okay, then talks about the mudras and mala, etc., etc. It talks about all that. And then, the fifth verse talks about, how to sit, how to breathe, etc., etc. And then worship of the Shaligram Shila. So now Shaligram Shila is a representation of Lord Vishnu. But what do we say? What do the Vaishnavas say? Who's Shaligram Shila?
Krishna.
Sakishwarpa, go ahead.
Krishna.
Krishna, installed deity of Krishna. It's Krishna himself. So this is why Shaligram Puja is not to be taken cheaply. Sometimes people are not initiated, they start doing it. Some people don't have second initiation, they start doing it. That's not valid. Okay. So and the next chapter, next Vilas, they talk about the whole process of devotion, puja, collecting the flowers, how to play music, how to dance, how to garland the deity, how to offer oblations, collecting tulsi leaves, how to offer bhoga, then you should know how the Vaishnavas behave, how to deity worship, how to glorify the Lord, how to chant the holy name of the deity, right? So all these things in a very nice order is going. And how to observe Ekadashi, other functions like Janmashtami, Govardhan Puja, etc., etc., Rath Yatra, how to prepare for deity worship, how to do Mahamantra chanting, japa. 18th Vilasa is different forms of Vishnu are described. Establishment of the deity and rituals observed in bathing the deity before installation. That's 19th. And 20th talks about how to construct temples. Like my point is, it's always systematically in a particular order. Right? So it's a very, very important book that we should try to, it's a thick book, unfortunately, but we should try and read. Okay. So I'm going to stop here for a second. Second, Swarupa, you had a question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when we were reading, it says that you've explained that there is explanation of tilak, the application of 12 tilaks on the 12 places of the body.
Yes.
And then it says mudra, marks on the body. So this is not done in our sampradaya, but other sampradayas still follow that at the time of initiation. They give you the Vishnu mudras. So is there any reason that we don't get it?
So the mudras that we use are those mudras that we do while offering bhoga or offering arti or before offering arti.
Okay.
Right? So we do that. But now, for some reason, Prabhupada did not emphasize that greatly, but they're all available. If you look at the orange book, the Nadya Pacharatrika Vidhi, it describes all those mudras.
Prabhuji, that would fall under offering bhoga and puja, right?
Correct.
But this one is mudras on the body.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that we did not emphasize that for some reason. Prabhupada did not emphasize that.
Is it that Srila Prabhupada did not give it, or even at the time of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they did not used to get mudras on body?
That I don't know. Does it
Okay.
say that somewhere? I mean, I know it's coming from Sanatana Goswami, it's valid, but I don't know. Do you know that Bhaktivinoda Thakur said no? Sakya Swarupa?
I was asking this as a question, Prabhuji, that did
I
Srila
I
Prabhupada did
don't
not
know.
give it?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. Because recently I know somebody who got Diksha in another Sampradaya, and they actually got the Shankh Chakra Mudra on both their shoulders in a different Vaishnav
Yeah,
Sampradaya. So
yeah.
I was just
I know that
wondering.
some people do that, but I
Okay.
don't know why we don't do that. All I know is that Prabhupada did not emphasize that.
Yes. And that's enough for us. Thank you,
That's
Prabhuji.
enough for us. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Okay, thanks. Okay, Ruchira Mataji, please go ahead, finish the next paragraph.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah. Regarding Vrid Bhagavatamrit, there are two parts dealing with the discharge of devotional service. The first part is an analytical study of devotional service, in which there is also a description of different planets, including the earth, heavenly planets, Brahmaloka, Vaikuntha-loka. There are also descriptions of devotees, including intimate devotees, most intimate devotees, and complete devotees. The second part describes the glories of the spiritual world, known as Golok Mahatmya Nirupana, as well as the process of renunciation of the material world. It also describes real knowledge, devotional service, spiritual world, love of Godhead, attainment of life's destination, the bliss of the world. In this way, there are 7 chapters in each part, 14 chapters in all. So, Dasham Tippadi is a commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Another name for this commentary is Brid Vaishnav Toshani, Tika. And in the Bhakti Ratnakar, it is said that Dasham Tippani was finished in 1476 Shakabda.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yeah, so basically another very important book, Ved Bhagavatamrita. There are many classes available on Ved Bhagavatamrita. If you don't have time to read the book, you can listen to those classes. They're very, very interesting classes. So anyway, okay. So it's 9:29. I'm going to stop now. Any questions or comments before we close off?
Prabhuji, I'll just take 2 minutes of yours.
Yeah, take time. Yeah.
I want to clarify here. We have just read in detail how to pick up flowers as fell for deities. Now, again, so because it's written in the scripture, so it means it is to be followed. So isn't it very tough for a grahastha to follow on a daily basis? And I'm sure there would be offenses if someone follows all this.
Yeah, so Mataji, Prabhupada was a very practical person. And he realized that there's a lot of things that are in the scriptures that are difficult to follow for a grihastha, especially a grihastha in the Western world. So he did not emphasize many of those points. That's why we never, in any of the books that Prabhupada has written, there's any discussion about how to pluck flowers.
Yeah.
But there is a definition of how to pluck tulsi manjaris. So there's a mantra we should chant when we do that. So yeah, certain things Prabhupada emphasized, and certain things did not emphasize. And our mood basically is, if Prabhupada emphasized it, we'll do it. But did not emphasize it, we may or may not do it. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah. Anybody else?
And Prabhuji, I mean, somebody who does not know mantra, because when I came into ISKCON long back, it was very difficult for me to learn the mantra that we use for picking up Tulsi Marani, and that was the very first seva that I got. And when I confessed that Prabhuji, I'm not able to chant it, so there was a very senior Prabhuji. He said, "Okay, if you can't chant it, just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra while you're picking up the mantras."
Yes, that includes everything.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing. Gayatri?
Puji, I have a question about something that I was listening to. It's not related to what we're reading here. Is it okay to ask in this form?
Okay, it may be, but let me see if there's anybody else has a question on the topic we discussed today. Okay, so if not, then absolutely.